Hi, it is me, Azalia, and baby C, and I wanted to do a Mother's Day video, and I wanted to talk about the imperfection slash perfection of being a mother. And for me, it all started over 4 years ago. My oldest child is, he turned 4 in February, and I was going through a tumultuous time in my life when I discovered I was pregnant with my eldest. And I would just like to share that at the time I was working as a waitress and I was staying with my parents, recovering from a dog attack. I was attacked actually by my parents' dog, and I went through 12 hours of plastic surgery to reconstruct this face. 12 hours of plastic surgery. Surgery, anytime you have all that sedation, all those hours under sedation, where you're intubated, is really hard to recover from. But I was also suffering from the shock of being attacked by a dog, the shock of my face being messed up. I've always been a performer on the stage in some capacity, and it was scary, and I had come to associate part of my persona, part of myself, as having a pretty face, and then suddenly a dog literally bit part of it off. And so I went through many hours of plastic surgery to reconstruct that. And then I got a little job waitressing, as I waitressed for over 10 years, a little bit of bartending, a little bit of a lot of cocktail waitressing, and regular table waiting. So I'm very experienced in the food industry. I've worked back of the house, whatever. And I had graduated from college and was working this waitressing job after applying for, I really think it's possible. I put out at least 300 resumes and applications and got nothing back after being really good at college, actually. And that was depressing. And then the dog bit my face off, and that was depressing. And then I was working this depressing waitressing job at this place that I really despised, that I wouldn't even recommend anyone to eat there. And so it was a really weird time, and I started to feel pregnant. And I was like, someone asked me, what does that feel like? What do you mean you feel pregnant? I was like, I just feel pregnant. And I'd never been pregnant before, and I just felt as though there was a child in my womb. And so, going through the weird time that I was, I got off from a shift at waitressing, and I went to a 24-hour store. As I would stay with my parents. They were kind of nursing me back to health, and I just felt like laying on their couch. And I got a pregnancy test at a 24-hour superstore and went to the bathroom there and took my pregnancy test. And I remember waiting in the bathroom, and it was like I was myself. I was the self I'd been for however long. I'm a person who evolves a lot. There's been a lot of different me's, I think. And I was sitting there being the me that I had been for a while, a confused me, postgraduate, post-face attack. And I then saw the results of my, she's eating the whole cheese. Okay. I then saw the results of my pregnancy test, and I instantly evolved, and a new person, a butterfly, busted out of the cocoon, and I was a mother. And I instantaneously had this drop of adrenaline, just like bam, just immediately. And I instantaneously evolved into a different person when I saw the results of that pregnancy test in that superstore, 24-hour open bathroom. I felt like I could flip a car over. Like, it was one of those adrenaline rush moments where I could have flipped a car over to save my child, like that kind of thing. And I was like, that's it. It's me and baby. And I've gone on to have baby C, and I've had great support from my family and my husband, and I came out of that tumultuous time as a mother. And it's not all been sunshine and rainbows, but my children are absolutely 100% the best thing that ever happened to me, the best change in my life. Motherhood is the best version of myself that I have experienced and that I ever dreamed to experience, because no matter what I go on to do from this point in the future, even outside of motherhood, I'll still be a mother doing whatever else it is I choose to do. It'll be from the perspective, from the point of view of being a mother. And I will always be a mother now. And so that butterfly is out there and will live forever, no matter what the butterfly chooses to do. There will always be these baby butterflies. But here's the thing. So today is Mother's Day. And so that's kind of about the beginning of my journey and my metamorphosis into being a mother. But here's the thing, okay? I have been changing cloth diapers for over 4 years now. 9 months of which I was in double diaper duty. So I have been changing diapers for over 4 years now. And I don't even think about it anymore. It's just like part of life. But for someone who's not a parent, who has just like occasionally changed a diaper, just think about that. I have been changing for at least one person, 9 months of which 2 people, every poo and pee that existed, I have changed that diaper. And washed that diaper and dried that diaper and put it back on baby's butt. So I have been doing diapers for over 4 years. That's a lot right there. Now this little bean, she had a very healthy first 4 months of her life, and then she was the sickest little baby in the world. And some archaic beliefs in our country with our modern medicine believe that babies don't feel pain. I had an extremely sick baby who was in an extreme amount of pain. And the crying and the screaming and the crying and crying all night long. I'm going to be having a sexist moment right now. It must have been men that came up with this notion that babies did not feel pain a long time ago, because a mother who had a child who experienced extreme pain, especially a baby, would know it. But anyway, this little bean, she really wants to get a top on the cheese. So this little bean had crazy ear infections, crazy. And for that winter, beyond crazy ear infections, her first little year of her life, we all got sick with stomach viruses, with stomach flus, again and again and again, and someone was sick at all times. That winter was an extreme winter in my life after baby Z was born. That was 2 years deep into the motherhood life. My kids are exactly 2 years apart within 2 weeks of being exactly 2 years apart. Honey, I don't think it's gonna fit. So I have been up all night long with a screaming baby. Much worse than she's screaming right now. Right now she's just frustrated she can't get the lid on. It's on. It's on now. Yay. Yay. It's on. Good job. High five. High five. Oh, you see baby? You see baby in the movie and mama? Yes. Okay. So, I remember one night she screamed and she was in so much pain. She screamed all night. She didn't sleep a wink. I didn't sleep a wink. And what finally got her to stop screaming is she was breastfeeding. And I went to the bathroom. I turned off all the lights, solid darkness, made a warm bath, and breastfed her, which hadn't calmed her down. She wouldn't breastfeed during this night of horrible pain for her poor baby. And she also started cutting teeth at 4 months at the same time that she started getting all the ear infections. Probably related. I don't know. At this point, it doesn't really matter. I stimulated the womb by putting us in pitch darkness, submerging her up to her little head in the bathtub warm water, and then she finally latched on and was breastfeeding in the pitch dark, in the warm water with mama. So it was like a womb simulation. But anyway, so I went through all of that. But I'd also like to say that I breastfed my eldest for 13 months. And then at 13 months, he self-weaned, which I feel like was a little bit early, but I had a fibroadenoma, a lump in my breast, which they told me could be cancer from the get-go. So that was tumultuous. And I had to have it surgically removed. And I've read a lot of stories where babies could tell there was a tumor or a lump or a cancer and they just weaned themselves, which I think is the case with Tom, even though it wasn't cancerous. And then I breastfed this little bean for 17 months, and she was not ready to wean, and I had some bad, horrible bad, angry, bad advice from doctors to actually wean her at that point. 2 different doctors. I have a cut between my fingers. That's why my fingers are taped up. I cut the webbing between my fingers, unrelated to any of this motherhood stuff. But, so I did 13 months of breastfeeding Tom, 17 months of breastfeeding Z, was feeling very upset about the sudden weaning of baby Z when I did not think she was ready, because I do believe that a baby should wean when they are ready, and that is not what happened in this situation, so that made me mad. Baby, why are you so frustrated with this cheese? But, okay, being a mother, is it easy? It's not easy. Today's Mother's Day. Hug a mom. Love a mom. Tell her it's amazing that she's been changing diapers for over 4 years. That she has breastfed for almost 3 yeat I start lactating when I'm pregnant. So I've been lactating. I lactated continuously from at some point during my pregnancy with Tom through 17 months of Z, and then of course you lactate for or at least a little bit in the shower for months after, or at least a month or 2 after you wean, especially with a sudden wean like we experienced. So I had over 3 years of lactating, and I have over 4 years of changing and washing cloth diapers, and it's still the best thing that ever happened to me. It is the best thing that ever happened to me. Becoming a mother, hands down, best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm more proud of my children and myself than I ever thought was possible. I am more fulfilled than I ever thought was possible. I found my path, truly. And even beyond the parenting of my own children, all of my interests lay in this magical, I grew these children in my belly. both of them. I'm their biological mother. I grew them both inside, in here. We shared emotions. We shared a body. We shared everything. The connection I have with my children is beyond words. We were the same person, and to an extent, the connection is just, it's beyond words. It's a lot like they're just a part of me and who I am, but they're also their own self, and it becomes more and more abundantly clear the older they get, and it's amazing. But also, I would just like to say, let's speak on body posi, like right now, body positive, okay? So I'm going to kind of angle this camera over a little bit. And I would just like to say, I am on like a kick of wearing crop tops because, my goodness, why shouldn't I? And like, so I've got like loose skin. I naturally birthed a couple of kids, but this is my belly. And there is not a reason in the world I should not wear crop tops. Like, I got a little pooch. This is where I greet my children. And, like, you can see, like, I've got, like my belly button. I used to have a pierce. Like, it's not, like, you know, I just, see, you can see where the skin was, like, stretched out some from giving birth to 2 children. Tom was 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Z was more of a regular sized baby. She's always been petite. She's still petite. She's little. And Tom is still big. So I've had 2 children. One of them has always been in the 95th, 98th percentile. And the other one has always been in the like 5 percentile to maybe 1 percentile. Like, she's a tiny princess. And so, yes. I'm giving birth to these children. I am rocking this 31-year-old mom body, and I'm gonna wear a crop top every day, not just for, like, it's kind of like I don't shave my armpits, and like I film YouTube videos about it because I don't think people should feel this obligation to shave their armpits. And I don't think that a little loose skin or a little pooch from having grown children in your belly or being past 30 should hold you back from rocking a crop top. So I'm like, just love your body, love yourself. For some people, it's empowering to show skin. For some people, it's empowering to be more modest. And that's your choice. Don't feel pressured about what other people think about you. Feel what you're feeling. And so I'm a mom. And even the mom role makes people think they have to like dress or be a certain way. I don't suddenly have to wear khakis and cardigans every day. No, I don't. And I've got these children that are just so wonderful. And I'm still wonderful too. And I've poured myself literally into these children. Like, it's amazing how much you pour yourself into the children from the time they're conceived. Like, all of your food is feeding them. All of your energy is pouring into them. And then with all of the breastfeeding, you're like, when I first start breastfeeding my newborns, when I'm breastfeeding, I feel like a battery being drained. Like, I always eat and drink like during breastfeeding, during the first few weeks at least. I usually always eat and drink while I'm actively breastfeeding or immediately after, usually during. But I just have poured the battery of my soul into my babies, and there's no rule book, and it can be hard, and Lordy knows it's a lot of work. It's more work. I don't know if there is a job that is more work than being a stay-at-home mother of 2 children. I know I'm gonna get horrible comments for saying that, like, oh, I'm working, mom, that's the hardest. But I say to people, like, working mom, do you sometimes get to go pee while no one's watching? That's cool. I don't. Do you sometimes get to have a lunch break where no one's talking to you? Oh, that's cool. I don't. My son doesn't nap. There is no break. There is never a break. There is never a bathroom break. If I do dare to have a bathroom break, Lordy knows what I'm going to come out of the bathroom to find. And it may not be like that for everybody, but I got a hard old job. And my children are getting older. And I don't know where we're going to lead. My heart has been and still is so drawn to homeschooling. Like I said, I'm like, oh, it's the hardest job in the world, but you know what? I can't get enough of it. It's the most rewarding job in the world as well. And let's just say bye now. And it's Happy Mother's Day to all mothers. And Lordy knows I'm like all mothers, like all mothers, whether you breastfeed, whether you diaper. She's saying poop. I hope that doesn't mean she signs. But whether you're a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, mom who gave her baby up for adoption, a mom who adopted babies, there is just all iterations of motherhood are beyond words. Like literally, all iterations of motherhood are beyond words. Working moms, stay-at-home moms, paper diaper moms, cloth diaper moms, moms whose kids don't live with them anymore, moms who have 15 kids, moms who have 1 kid, foster moms. All iterations of motherhood are extreme. And Mother's Day is important. It's so important. And it's not just a Hallmark card holiday. I think there should be a day to celebrate. And today I celebrate the best thing that ever happened to me and the hardest thing that ever happened to me, and something that's going to drive my purpose for the rest of my life, even after my children are out of the nest. Professionally, if you can call what I do professional, which you can, absolutely. I'm not going to invalidate what I do. I write, I vlog, I teach, and I love motherhood.